Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the co-op gacha, which is one of the 8-year anniversary gachas that we get to celebrate 8 years of Monster Strike. But of course, we want to make sure that you understand what's going on. So let's talk about it real quick. So first, you can obtain this Nijidama. You can see on the bottom right of both my screen and the banner there in the slide. It is obtainable through your present box, so pick it up and you will be able to use it later today. You can see that you can obtain it starting from today, right now, all the way until November 8th, 3:59 a.m. Again, take a look at that timing. You have to take it from the box by a certain date. Otherwise, it goes away forever. Now, the co-op version of this gacha will last until November 14th, 11:59 a.m. And you can still solo it, but remember, you obviously want to co-op this. We'll talk about why later. But there is one extra day if you just want to pull it solo. But keep in mind, if you want to co-op, it does end one day earlier than when this expires, so be careful about that. And again, all of these are in Japan time, so make sure you convert them to your local time zones. Alright, so what is this? Well, it is a free gacha that costs no orbs. You get, like I said, you get that particular Niji orb from your box, and that allows you to participate in this gacha. When you pull, you have the opportunity to pick from one of 8 monsters. 8 will be picked randomly, and you get to pick one of them of your choice. Now, this year, you get the option to choose up to 2 elements from which the 8 monsters will be taken from. If you choose, again, it's up to 2. So you could pick the same element and all 8 will be from that one element. If you choose 2, it will be split 4 and 4. And the gacha includes all non-time limited and collab monsters added to the game up until September 18th, 2021. So that, non-time limited, I mean like the special Christmas versions, the special Halloween version, the alpha versions. Those types of monsters will not be included. And of course, any collab monsters in the past are not included. So, Sailor Moon or Kimetsu no Yaiba, any of those, not going to be included. But, standard limited monsters like, Anastasia or, Basara, or something from the DX, like even Lucy, right? Those are available for this gacha. Now, I said this is co-opable. Well, when you get that Nijidama, you'll be introduced to that screen you see there on the slide. You have 2 options. The co-op button is in orange, and then the solo button is in blue. Now, be careful, once you do this, you can't do it again. So you can't be like, oh, let me do solo first, and then somebody comes out like, oh, hey, let's co-op. Okay, let's co-op. No. You just pulled it already. So make sure you understand what you're doing before you hit this. If you solo pull, obviously you're only going to get 1 monster. However, and this is why this co-op part is really good, if you co-op pull, you can play with up to 4 people. That's including yourself, right? A, B, C, D. All 4 people in that group will share whatever you ended up pulling. So whatever A picked, whatever B picked, whatever C picked, whatever D picked, everybody gets those. I do have a quick illustration of that here. So let's say we have 4 players here who are happy to do this pull, and each player gets to pick their own configuration. So the dude in red there picks both red for his. Green dude says, oh, you know what, I want to go for green and blue. Mr. Blue in the 3rd slot says, you know what, I'll help you out, Mr. Red. We'll get you red and green. And then yellow just goes rogue and like, you know what, I'm going to go water and light. Right? And so each player will have the option to pull, and you can see that Mr. Yellow there picked blue and yellow, and this was his result. Not the very best, right? This was the example you saw on the news post if you saw it on Monster Strike's website. And so, it's like, oh, darn. But it's like, you know what? I feel like Miyamoto Musashi is going to get a transcension soon. So, I'm going to pick him. Right? So, Mr. Yellow picks Miyamoto Musashi. Now, everybody else does the same exact thing where they have 8 options and picks one of them. So, I guess Mr. Red picks Hinata, Mr. Green picks Lorelei, and Mr. Blue picks Basara. And he's, people are really stoked about Mr. Blue there. Now, what happens here? Everybody pick their particular monsters, and then in the box, in your present box, everybody else will get the other 3 that your group picked. So in the end, everybody gets all 4 monsters that each individual person picked. And, you can be happy about that or not based on your results. But that is how this gacha works when you play co-op. So obviously, if you play co-op, it's going to be ideal, right? 4 monsters, big opportunity to get something really good out of it. So yeah. Alright, so how does that gacha process work? Well, you can search from your friend list or line just as if you are hosting a standard quest, right? Now, once you are ready to say, okay, I just want to get it from my friends list or I want to get it from line, you'll be presented with this screen where you get the option to either host or search for a party. If you want to host that party, click the orange button and you'll set up a room for other people to find. If you want to search for a party, right? You already figured out who's going to make that room. Click that green button and you can try to find the party. Now be careful, make sure you are joining the correct party because there are going to be plenty of people who are doing this at the same time. So, consider setting up a lock code, right? Just like if you're co-oping, to ensure no randos join because they could. And you do get one opportunity to double check that everybody in this party makes sense. You can check their IDs to make sure it makes sense, make sure the screen names line up, make sure that their friend character lines up. As long as you do that properly, you'll make sure that you have the right team there to pull with. Now, how the selection process works, right? Like I said, you can pick up to 2 elements. You can see that there are 2 rows available. The first 4 will match the first element you picked, and then the second 4 will match the second element you picked. Again, you can select the same element twice, which just means all 8 results will be from the same element. Now, keep this in mind. Like you saw in the example, if you're co-op gotching, each player can use their own configuration, right? You are not bound to what other people say, but be a team sport and make sure if you're doing it with a group that you are kind of having the same idea of what you guys want. All right. Oh, did I just duplicate? Yeah. Okay. So you can ignore this slide. But now let's talk about some advice, right? First, of course, take a look at your box. What limited monsters are you missing, right? Group them up by elements and see which elements will actually give you the most satisfaction, right? Do you have any quests that you are desperate to clear? You just can't clear a stage. If I had this OP, it would be great. Again, group those up by elements. See which one gives the highest chance of giving you something that makes you happy. And really importantly, just think about, multiple wants could be better than a single want, right? Like, this could make you really happy if you get that one, but it's only one out of the group, right? If you have the other one, it's like, what, that'll be great, that'll be great. Maybe consider choosing that element. And finally, be careful about using multiple elements, right? This year you do get the opportunity to pick 2, but remember that limits your results for that particular element down to 4, right? Whereas if you pick the same element, you're going to get 8, and there's not going to be dupes in those 8. So you're going to get 8 unique ones. So the chances of getting, a limited goes up for a particular element, right? If, you pick the same element there. However, if you want to try your luck, maybe splitting it is okay, but just understand what you are doing by picking multiple elements, right? Alright. Game width, I should have their link in the comments below so you can take a look at it carefully, but they do have some suggestions of what they feel are strong characters. The top half shows limited characters as well as where it's useful. They have tags. A green tag means they're really good for just general farming. Red tag means they're good for, difficult Gozetsu quests. A blue tag means they're good for the Kinki no Goku. Abyss. Orange tags means they're very helpful for temple farming, maybe one punching certain quests. Purple is good for certain Uncharted Lands quests. Again, be careful about that because those rotate out after some time. And the light blue, I wouldn't take too much heed into that, but they're really good for the ship area, which is, bound to be going away very, very soon. So take a look at this list, see which ones you have, don't have, and use that as a reference to be, what are some solid monsters that you would want. And they have it for each element, right? Like you can see Anastasia has all those tags for her. Amrita is pretty good too. Moses just got a Transcension, so he's going to be really nice. For green, of course, Zadkiel, Shining. Apollo X just recently is going to get a Transcension. I don't think it's active yet, right? I don't know. Let's see. For the light, you've got Onyankopon or Devil's Punk Inferno, for example. Kiskilira, she got a Transcension Kai as well. Of course, Marta on the bottom. Not a limited monster, but very much coveted as if she was one. Dark Element, of course, Arsene, Metatron. You got the Bakumatsu, the latest band. Juzumaru, yeah. 2 for all, of course. That's something I would love. But Hamelin, his bomb combo breaking everything, good for just generic use. But yeah, final words before we call it a day today. But make sure ultimately take a look at your current box. Take the time to spend about it. But of course, don't dilly dally too long, because if you wait too long, the amount of people who haven't pulled yet, that population dwindles, and it might be difficult to find 4 people to play with. And remember, once you get desperate, then you really don't have any leeway to say, hey, I would really like to find a group of people that only wants, water monsters. Right? That becomes harder. At that point, it's just like, please, somebody, just let me play with you. This is also possibly a good opportunity to start up an alternate account, right? You'll have 4 accounts available to pull, get a good monsters. I know I take advantage of my coworkers. I gotta see if I can still do that. I don't know if they, I haven't seen them in person since more than last year, so we gotta see. But coordination with your teammates is going to be very important, right? Make sure it's clear what the objectives are. Is there an element you're looking for? Is there a specific monster they're looking for? Do you have if I see this, I am going to pick this no matter what, guys. Make sure that it's clear, right? Like, somebody might want to bail out. If I don't care what you guys say, I really want a Lorelei. If they don't like that idea, maybe you shouldn't team up with them. So be careful about that. And just communicate. Remember, you are sharing your results with everybody there. Do not disappoint your group by going rogue and picking some garbage monster that you're not expecting, right? Talk about it. Think about it. Talk about it. I'm saying that one more time, right? Just be careful. This is a group effort. Anyways, like I said, if I don't screw up the timing of this video's release, this gacha should be coming up very soon. Make sure you think about it. Spend your time, find people. If you need people to play with, consider joining the Discord channel. We have a thread in the general chat area that will be trying to match up people together who have similar interests. The link for the Discord channel is below or on my banner in my YouTube channel. Click that, join in, and enjoy the results of this gacha. I will try to see when my coworkers, if they still have the game installed, are willing to help me out. Otherwise, I might have to get creative with maybe my brother's account or something like that. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I will do my best to pay attention to the comment section to reply as soon as possible for this. And yeah, that's it. Thanks. And until next time, bye-bye.